I'm Mike Joslin, and I'm the operations manager here at North Oakland Transportation Authority, also known as NOTA. And I have been the operations manager here for about 2 years. And prior to that, I was a driver with NOTA. With me today is Lori Lashevitz, and thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So, Lori, how long have you used NOTA?
Well, actually, I've been a resident here in Lake Orion for 15 years, and that's when my journey with NOTA began. The first time I had experience with them is when I broke my hip and leg after a fall. And all through therapy, I got nothing but encouragement and lots of rides back and forth to therapy at the hospital and after I got home. I always had nothing but encouraging words, and I knew that someday I would be able to once again walk up the stairs of the bus instead of having to have the guys pull the lift out all the time. NOTA is my one-spot go-to for everything. I go to the grocery store, to the doctors, to the hospital if I need a test, one time to an insurance company when I had some business to take care of with them. For fun things, took a whole group of residents with a NOTA driver to Frankenmuth one summer. And always, always, always the utmost courtesy and caring. They shared jokes, tips on the weather, grocery tips, things on new businesses that were coming to town. They just knew everything. And it felt like you were you were riding with family members, not just drivers.
That's so true. That's so true. So you told me that recently you have a significant accomplishment where you were able to walk into a bus where prior you weren't able to. And what did you do to get to that point? Because you shared it with the driver. You said you and the driver both had tears of joy when you guys walked in.
Yeah, that was Mark. And I just said, you know what? I'm feeling really lucky. I'm feeling uplifting. Let's try. Let's just see if I can navigate the ramp. Even the stairs, even one stair, would be an accomplishment. Well, I did the first step, and I did the second step, and I did the third step, and it was bravo all around. We both were in tears.
That's incredible. It's exciting. All of NOTA buses have lifts on them, so you don't have to use the steps. You can use a lift.
If I'm having a bad day? Yep. If I'm having a bad day, they'll pull the lift down at any time. Yep.
Right. Yep. But you had a major accomplishment by using the steps.
I did. And NOTA does all kinds of interesting things, like they brake for ducks. We've held up big lines of traffic on 24 while Mama and the kids go across. We went to view the lights, the winter lights at Pine Knob. It was a good sharing and caring and uplifting, and we sang Christmas carols and we had a ball. All of it made possible by the fact that NOTA drivers, like I mentioned, are like family members.
Hi, it's Mike again, and I'm with Sharon Joseph, and Sharon is a regular rider with us a couple times a week, maybe 3 times a week, is that right?
Yes.
3 times a week. Sharon, how long have you been riding with NOTA?
Over a year now.
Over a year, no kidding. And typically, where do you go when you ride with NOTA?
I go to DaVita for kidney dialysis.
There we go, okay, dialysis. And in what way has NOTA been able to help you? How has it changed your life, I guess, is what I'm really wondering.
Okay, well, for the past about 4 or 5 years, I've been in and out of hospitals and nursing homes from a multitude of ailments, and the treatments rendered me immobilized because I lost kidneys, and I wasn't able to walk because I have lymphedema, which affects your legs, holding fluids and that kind of thing. So I was flat on my back in the hospital and nursing homes, and in fact, the doctors said I'd never go home. And I decided that wasn't for me. I had to go home to be with my children and my family. And so I worked real hard at the nursing home to get enough strength to where I was able to come home. But because I was on dialysis, I was kind of stuck because I had to have transportation to get to dialysis 3 days a week. It's my life. If I don't go, I don't live. And so we found out by some research that NOTA was able to provide transportation for me if I came home to make sure that I got to my treatments. And so when I was able to get enough strength to come home, I was able to come home because I had NOTA as a support system. And here I am. I'm home. Thanks to me having to get this wheelchair. The chair that I was using didn't fit on the NOTA van originally, and it was, a chance that I wouldn't be able to use this transportation. So I was able to get this wheelchair, which fits into the van nicely, and I'm able to have my life. Here I am. The drivers are awesome. They all treat me with respect and do their best to make sure that I have a comfortable ride. In fact, there's a couple of them. Nigel is into classical music, and that sets the mood for me to be relaxed on my way to dialysis. I can just lean back and, unwind before I go to my treatment. And then we have Rick, who brings out the rock star in you. He has the oldie station on, and he's always encouraging us to sing along. So that peps me up for the day. And everybody is just so kind and understanding. And in fact, I even had to use NOTA to go to a couple of doctor's appointments, and they were able to help me with that too. Sometimes, my whole life I've been doing service type activities for other people, and I never ever dreamed that I would have to be a recipient of that kind of thing. But thank God I am able to do that through NOTA. Okay. As far as our grocery service, we use the pack up, and they order online, and we'll bring it out to the van. My husband can go and pick up the groceries that way. I am able to go to Walgreens all by myself because of my wheelchair. It's right across the parking lot from DeVita. And so I hop on the chair and drive across the parking lot. It gives me freedom in a way. I mean, it's my release of being a little independent to be able to take myself to the drugstore. But and because of the chair and because I'm home and I have that freedom, I can do all of my my chores at home by myself. I take the dog outside 5 times a day. I go for little rides through the yard here, and it's all because I'm home, and I couldn't have done that without you guys.
I'm Lynn Gustafson, the director of NOTA. I think the key component of NOTA is our staff. We have a caring staff that's dedicated to serving our riders. Our dispatchers and drivers go way above and beyond just driving someone from point A to point B. They are caring, they get involved with our riders, they help them with their groceries, and it's a door-to-door service. So if you're in a wheelchair and you need assistance, they will help you from your door to your doctor's office, or if you need help to go to work, they're there for you, and our riders and our drivers really, really care about the people. And NOTA is our transportation service to the residents of Orion, Oxford, and Addison townships, and we serve the seniors, disabled, and low income. We've been in operation since 2001, and we have 25 vehicles, and 24 of them are wheelchair equipped, and we take people door to door.
NOTA has given me the opportunity to be independent, so I can go to doctor's office, I'm going to school, to be out in the community. So it allows me to be dependable on my own schedule and independent.
Okay, so we're back at North Oakland Transportation Authority, and I'm with one of the riders, Nathan Duff. Nathan, tell me how NOTA has affected your life. How does that make your life easier?
It makes my life pretty simple, actually.
I started for, I would put the cards to help people. And I ride the NOTA because we need to help them out.
And then NOTA takes you back and forth?
Yeah.
Where else does NOTA take you?
They take me at home to my
Do they take you to your softball games too?
yeah,
Yeah. So you're a softball player, right?
yeah.
What do you like most about NOTA?
I like to help to keep you up, safe for helping for people.
We are funded through 50% of our funding comes from a millage, which is 0.25 mils, and that is coming up for renewal actually this August 2nd. It's a five-year millage, and it's we're also funded through grants and through the government contributions. They contribute, and also a small amount from donations. Yeah, we currently are not charging for rides due to COVID. We will probably start recharging again. Prior to COVID, we charged $1 each way if you're traveling in Orion, Oxford, or Addison, or $2 each way if you're traveling outside of those borders. Now, our boundaries go way beyond our 3 townships. We go as far south as Square Lake Road. We go over to M15 on the west border. On the east side, we go to Van Dyke, and the north border is Davison Lake Road. So if you're outside of the 3 townships, we previously were charging $2 a ride, and we'll probably start charging again at some point. If you think you're interested in riding NOTA, it's a very easy process to get signed up. You can go to our website, which is ridenota.org, and there's an application online you can fill out. We just need that and some proof of residency, and there's really not much more to the application process. Now, if you are not a senior, and a senior is 60 or over, if you have some type of disability, and it can be a temporary disability, if you broke your leg, then we would need a doctor's form, and that's also online. It's a very simple process. And if you're a low-income resident, that's easy as well. You can just sign the form saying that you're low income, and you would be qualified to ride. NOTA is located at our new building, located at 675 South Glaspie Street in Oxford, and we would love to have you stop by here as well if you want to sign up here, or just come in to say hi. We would love that.
Hi, everybody. I'm Terry Stiles. Of course, you know this face, but you may not know this face. He's been around Oxford forever. I'm with Phil Castone, and he is the executive director, right, of the Oxford Township Parks and Recs, right?
Yes.
So Phil was on the Parks and Recs board. I'm going to ask you to give everybody your history here with Parks and Recs, not just the board, but you used to work here, right?
I did. Yeah, I started back in 2003. Ron hired me, and I worked here for 3 years under him, leaving as the assistant director when I went back to Oakland County to work for the last 16 years.
So you had various positions in Oakland County. It's not like you don't know what you're doing as far as management is concerned, right?
Yeah, I've been promoted 3 times while I was at the county, and luckily when I left, I was the manager of park operations and maintenance for the Oakland County Park System. And coming back here, being able to use all my experience at the county and then previous experience working at the township's a good match.
So you knew what you were getting into when you applied for this position. Congratulations, by the way. Pretty big shoes to fill. We all know that. So how did your previous jobs prepare you for what you know you've got ahead of you?
Well, the township and county are very different. Everything is larger at the county, but also working with a lot of more detailed budgets, larger budgets, dealing with vendors, and a lot more complexity to policies and procedures will help me update those here in Oxford, because we're a little behind in getting things like that updated. But Ron laid such a great foundation here. I'm not walking into anything that needs to be rebuilt or fixed. It's taking the house he built and adding another level to it and enhancing our parks and recreation system for the residents in the community.
What are you most looking forward to in terms of goals?
Really taking the project we have planned for the new farmers market.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be kicking off here in the next few weeks.
Nice.
Once we can get the new basketball court laid, actually out through the woods here, will be the new basketball court, and then we will transform the front old basketball court to the new farmers market pavilion. That's going to be a large undertaking and an exciting project moving forward. So I guess I'll put my feelers out there if there's any farmer market vendors looking to add booth space. We're going to be recruiting vendors here in the near future. Please reach out to me and we'll hook up and get you on board for the new farmers market.
And so do you intend to have one during the fall then, the fall harvest?
We are hoping. The plans were to have it done by the end of September, but everything's already starting to fall a little behind. So as soon as we can get a more definite time frame, we will get that recruiting out and hopefully get something open this fall, at least as maybe a sampler feeler, not full scale even. So.
And they can just reach you at the Parks and Recs office at 628-1720, right?
Yes, yep, extension 104.
Okay. And then, so what is the most daunting thing for you right now?
That's gonna be there, but it's really the transition. You know, Ron was here 27 years, and as much as I know about the park system in the community, we've lived here 11 years. There's a lot of the finer details that I'm still trying to work through and get my grasp on to make sure we're doing things that the community needs and wants. So that's what we're going to be reaching out and looking at more of a strategic plan on where this department is right now and where we want to go in the future with our commission and staff.
And I think you being on the board helped you with the history of that anyhow, right?
Absolutely, yeah. 11 years on the commission here, probably the last 8 or 9 as the chairman. We were definitely involved in the day-to-day of the park system, but we're also, you know, Ron was a go-getter, and we kind of let him go do his thing, and, you know, he's the one who brought so many of these new parks and amenities here that, like you said, big shoes to fill that I'll never be able to do what Ron did and how Ron did it, but I want to take what he did and built on it and put, you know, maybe my own little touch on things and continue to build.
Yeah, put your signature on that. Any long-term goals, or is that too much to ask right now?
No, I mean, always long-term goals. We want to grow with the community. We want to be a valuable asset to the community. I always said what we do as a Parks and Rec department isn't confined to the borders of our 4 parks. You know, we have 4 wonderful parks, but we want to be an asset to the community, and we want to be helpful to and help the community grow when we can bring something to the table. So if it's something, partnership with the DDA we're talking about, you know, all of those things we want to be a part of. You know, and if the right chunk of land comes across to be another park, then maybe there'll be a 5th park. You know, Ron taught me that, you know, they're never building any more of it. So if there's something we can acquire that makes sense to the township to preserve, it'll be on the table for sure.
Seize the moment and seize the day, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I got to interview you in front of the community and introduce you, and good luck and welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate the time, and nice to meet you, and welcome. I appreciate the welcome to Oxford. So.
Hello, it's a beautiful day out here at Seymour Lake Township Park. We are in Kids Kingdom. July is National Recreation Month, so to celebrate, we are out here with pop-ups in the park. We're going to do a couple all month of July. Today it's Kites in Kids Kingdom, so we're out here until the supplies last. Our staff can handle the kind of chilly weather. Not too much wind today, but so National Parks and Recreation Month was put together by our National Parks and Recreation Association in 1985 is when they declared the month of July as Recreation Month. So through the parks in the national level as also our state level and parks, we are trying to get that information out to the community and the state, nation, that Parks and Recreation is a viable department, and we want to be out here for the kids, the programs. It's all for the kids and just having fun. Watch this month. We will be posting on our social media, e-blast, Facebook, and website, up and coming events. They will be pop-up, so it's really based social media. At the end of the month, we do have a family trivia night on Wednesday the 27th. That won't be a pop-up because we do require advanced registration. That check-in with all of that is 6 p.m. on the 27th. All that information can be found on our website, oxparkrec.org. Thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks for the kites.
We came out just to kind of fly the kites with the kids. It's a cloudy day, but they were having fun out here trying to fly them for the first time this year.
Awesome. And did you know that it was National Park Day?
No, that pop-up in the park just popped up on the Parks and Recs, so I noticed that when I looked at it yesterday.
Hi, I'm Dave Gerber, chaplain in Oxford community. I think November sometime, maybe it was early December, I was in this almost the same spot talking to you about how do we heal. And I think as much as we want to be beyond it, current situation and the things that are going on reminded me how much I've got to heal over. When Uvalde hit and I realized all those kids were killed and all how the community was affected, I realized we needed more. So I'm hosting what I was calling a poetry slam. I'm hoping it's a time where the thing that inspired me for this was the poets of Oxford. If you go on Instagram, and I'm sure they got a Facebook page too, but if you go there, you will read some amazingly painful, sad, traumatic poems. You'll also see some that are just talking about hope and hurts, and I think it's healing. I think it's important to be heard. I know we're going to have people from the Resiliency Center because we're dealing with a lot of stuff, and sometimes we just need somebody to listen, somebody to hear our pain, and somebody to help point out a direction that we can go. I think so the people from the Resiliency Center can do that. We're also going to have therapy dogs, because who doesn't like to pet a dog? We're going to be able to be heard. We'll do some things that might just be a physical reminder that there is hope. I don't know what the future looks like, but I know we need each other. I know that we need to be heard. I know that we need to have our feelings validated. I know we want to be through it, but like I said before, and I say a lot, there's no shortcut through grief. It takes time. And I think one of the ways that we move through it is to recognize our emotions. I know that we need to say what needs to be said. And I know from my own personal experience, people are tired of hearing about it. They don't understand. Maybe that's why we need each other. We went through something together. Some of you went through more trauma, more intense situations, but we all were touched by this. We just need people to say, yeah, I get it. I understand. Because it's painful. It's sad. It hurts feeling like nobody has time to hear. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. There's a lot of things that are moving us and our attention. And I think, but what about me? Sometimes people say other people have it worse. That's true. But that doesn't mean we don't have to go through our stuff. We got a lot of stuff to work through. Maybe you're fine. Maybe you just come and support somebody. Maybe you just hold their hand. Maybe you just put an arm around them and say, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here. Maybe that's what you bring to it. Maybe you don't think anybody understands, and that's what this evening's about. Is I think you realize you're not as alone as you think you are. Maybe you're a parent. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to say. Maybe you just need the voice that you feel powerless. I don't know what you feel, but you do, and I'll bet you find out you're not alone. So I don't know how this evening is going to go, but I know that if we're together, it's going to go a far better direction than if nobody showed up, if none of us were there. Bring what you got, and together we'll start healing. Together, maybe we'll think we can move on. Maybe we'll be reminded that we're going to make it.